Hey everybody, welcome in. I am so excited to welcome Kelly Miller with us. She was one of our winners in Rockstar Designer. I'm sure all of you folks know that. But what I love about Kelly is she's precious. She has a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Metals and Jewelry from the Savannah College of Art and Design. She's got a Master's of Fine Art in Metalsmithing, which I love that, Kelly. Oh my gosh. And you were a bench jeweler for 9 years.
You're making me sound really old.
I was like, she's a child. How is this possible? So she was 3 years old when she became a bench jeweler. But nonetheless, and we're so excited to have you here because you were like a celeb to us.
I'm so excited to be here. To be back, I feel like I'm back home.
That's a nice thing to say.
Yeah, I was here for so long, and the show was so much fun.
Do you want to reminisce about the show?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, take a look at this.
Working hard for a very long time. I can make freaking anything. I've been waiting for a show like this forever and ever and ever. I'm gonna make as much stuff as I could possibly freaking make. I was pretty confident, and then I had my critique. I get smashed, basically. It's like, well, it's too big and the wire's small. I'm gonna cut it apart and make it smaller.
I love, 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 love those earrings. I couldn't have done better myself.
And I'm designing for the very eclectic person who doesn't want to be like other people. I made a lot of pieces. I did it. I'm good. I'm golden.
There's a wonderful mix to it. I think you hit this out of the ballpark.
It's like yarn and fishing lures and all kinds of crazy things. I'm weaving some pipe cleaners and super cool thread all together. I have a really good color scheme going.
I suppose it's a certain style that somebody might like. I think you have a very limited audience with it.
I was feeling really down, and then all of a sudden, like a light bulb went off in my head. I started making little charms. So I put one on, I put another, and it starts to look, you know, pretty cute. Let's go hula dancing.
I think it's a difficult necklace to wear.
I think you played it safe.
Kelly, I'm sorry, you lost your sparkle.
We think you've got an amazing career ahead of you, and it was wonderful having you here.
It was an amazing experience. It was a lot of fun, and I'd do it again.
You know, and everything that caused you to be so popular on that is exactly what we want to learn from you on Jewel School, especially, folks, a master's in metalsmithing. That is a big deal. And so, you know, I told her, I said, I'm like a kindergartner in metalsmithing, so it's going to be so exciting to learn from you. And, okay, we talked about a piece that you absolutely, positively have to have, and that's your bench pen, no question about it. Everybody's got to have a bench pen. And everybody that metalsmiths has to have a
Saw frame, or 10.
Oh.
I have so many different sizes, it's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was so funny when we were talking to her before the show. We said, how many of these do you have? And she goes, I don't know, 5, 10, 20. I don't know. I always have one in my hand.
Yeah.
And I thought,
I think I have to correct you guys. I think I have 3 bench pens.
Really?
Yeah.
How many saws?
Like, I don't know, 8 or 10.
Yeah. See?
I've got one, you know, when the baby's asleep, so I have that in the other room. He's not a baby anymore, but so when he's napping, you know, I have one I can saw in the other room, and then one on my bench. And one for travel.
If you're traveling with your saw, you know what you're doing. Now, you've got to get one of these, and we put this kit together with her advice. That's what I love about this. It's JLW Kit 3871. So a master's in metalsmithing put this together for us. So, Kelly, we've got the saw. We've got 3 different blades, and we'll talk about the 3 different blades because there's a size 12. I'm sorry, there's a size 1, 2, and 3. You've got the 24 gauge copper right there that you can saw to your little heart's content. And you've got the lube. Now, originally, this sold for $50.94, but guess what?
What?
It's our birthday.
Oh, I know, I heard. I'm so excited.
Yeah, thank you. And so we're doing some really amazing things on birthday. We took about, this is a big discount for this, 23% off of this. It goes from about $51 to, show us the new price, JJ. Watch this, guys. Watch this. $38.99 is a steal for
Yeah,
that.
that's a good deal for everything you get.
Yes.
With the tutorial.
Yes. Now, her tutorial comes with this. And so if you look at the pieces that Kelly's made right in front of us, she was gracious enough to include a tutorial in this on how to make, which one am I looking at, Kelly? This piece.
That and these earrings.
Yeah. So you can learn how to make this piece and these earrings. It comes with the saw. We've reduced it as much as we possibly can. And let me tell you, this is awesome. Plus, inside of this, there are instructions from Wyatt White of Belon that goes through the saw and just kind of overall instructions on how to use the saw, which is just a great thing to have.
Yeah.
So you can make the pieces, the earrings, the necklace with the tutorial. You got your instructions from Wyatt. You've got a saw, 3 blades, the lube, a piece of copper, and it's 23% off. I'm excited.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. That's right. Okay, so while you're shopping on that, and listen, we do those kind of discounts and put those specialty kits together, and I'm watching the phones over here. And this is interesting, Kelly, because when express ordering gets busy first, that's when you know the hardcore designers out there are shopping.
They know what they need. Good stuff.
They know what they need.
You have to have these things.
So why do you need 3 saw blades?
Well, it depends on, you've got, what comes in the kit again? 1/0, 2/0, and 3/0.
Yes.
And they vary in sizes, one being the biggest. And as the numbers get smaller, it's thinner.
Yeah.
A thinner saw blade. So if you're using, maybe you have mastered sawing and you want to switch to silver. You don't want to waste all your material with a really thick saw blade.
Oh, actually, that's a great point.
Now the thinner ones might take a little practice, and so you can move up in size. They could break a little bit easier, but it's once you get the hang of it, it's like riding a bike.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Okay, that's encouraging to me. Now, the piece that's in front of me right here, this is the piece that's in the tutorial. And so what we asked Kelly to do, if you look right here, it's the finishing pieces, just like we said with Nile, it's the attention to detail. She's going to show us how she made these little embellishments. Is that a good word for them, Kelly, you think?
Well, copper components is
copper
what I would say.
components, that's better, yes. It's obviously
I think the beads are the
component.
embellishments, and then these are really your focal point because that's the metal,
Yeah.
the metal work. You know,
Yeah.
the beads add to it, and they work so well together.
Okay.
As a set.
So show us how, what do I do to get started on this?
Well, the first thing, once you get your saw frame, you'll get these blades, and they come with this teeny wire. And I have a trick that I just love that I learned from a teacher. You unravel this teeny tiny thread.
By the way, we're about to go below 100 on the saw, just so you know.
All right. And then just wrap it down at the bottom tight, so you can just grab one out and then they stay together.
Oh, that's smart.
So I've
So
already
just do the
looked-
top.
Yeah,
that's
that way
smart.
they're not rolling all over the place on the floor.
By the way, folks, just in case you didn't notice, that's $9.74 on Stretch Pay. And
That's
Kelly,
great.
the way it works, you pay $9.74, we ship it all to you, and you've got it while you make the other payments.
that's awesome.
I know, I think it's smart.
Now you want to make sure you hold it up to the light.
Yep.
And make sure your teeth are pointed down.
Okay.
You'll know if your teeth are pointed up and you go to saw, it might be a little, you'll say, what's going on there? And just take it out and put it back in the correct way.
Okay.
But you just loosen up the nuts and you insert, let's see, this is another great reason for a bench pen. I like to hold it right here.
Your bench pen's your other arm.
Yep.
Yep.
And you take your teeth pointed down.
Yeah.
Put it
that's
in
the way you're going to
bottom.
saw.
Yep. Tighten it up. And now here's the trick. You want to have a little tension when you set this. Woo!
Okay.
My rolled table away.
Make sure your table does not have rollers on it.
And when you put it in, you'll just press.
Does that hurt?
No.
Because you've done it a million times. There you go.
And then you want
Can
to
you
hear a
folks
little bit
hear
of a
them?
high pitch.
Sounds like a harp. Yeah.
So the higher the pitch, you know it's nice and tight, and you're going to have a good saw.
Great.
Yeah.
'Kay.
So let's see. To get started.
And you've got the lube. So tell us about the lube. Now, there are some people use different things for lube, but Kelly just encouraged us to get this lube for you folks because of the
it's so
ease.
important.
Yeah. It's going to make all the difference in your sawing.
And you can use it when you drill, any kind of sawing, like it's just so important. And you just run it through there just a little bit. This will last you.
That'll last.
I have one from almost 20 years ago when I started.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, that might be the
This
best
is a
deal on Jewel
huge
School,
tube,
then, right
like,
there.
unless you leave it in the car and it melts. So don't do that.
Okay. So you're gonna saw, which I just want to tell you, if you've never sawed on metal before, so fun.
It is fun.
It is so fun.
Oh my gosh. I should saw this, shouldn't I? I should drill the hole first.
Sure.
Maybe I should
Yeah,
start
let's drill the
there.
hole. Yeah.
We skipped.
Okay, no
All right.
worries.
Let's
No
get on
worries.
track
So
here.
we're going to show you how to make this in the earring, which is basically the same thing as the component.
Yeah, they're just about the
And so
same.
she cut a square. So she's going to show us how do you cut the inside square.
Yeah.
And so the first thing you have to do.
We have to drill a hole.
Yep.
So we're going to use this nice hole punch.
Now, this is a Euro Tool hole punch, folks. Euro Tool also has a birthday price on it. And this is item number JST 644. It's got 4 hole punches in it, a size 18, 16, 14, and 12. You actually get a whole lot in that. And Euro Tools makes very solid, really just
yeah.
exemplary tools. They're well known. I mean,
Yeah, this is a great heavy duty tool. This will outlast you. It might last longer than the lube.
it could last longer than
Pass
the
it on
lube,
to
right.
your child, you know, once they learn how to make jewelry. So I've already marked my square and my
Okay.
dot. I'm just going to put it inside, line it up,
Okay.
and tighten it down just by screwing. So now I have it in place, and I take this little Allen wrench, and all I have to do, it's really easy, you just turn and it pops right through.
And one of the great things about this this hole punch is you can get really in there. A lot of hole punches, you're limited by how far the actual plier lets you go. This is going to let you go way, way deep inside of the piece, which makes a difference. Now, why do you need that hole in the middle of that, Kelly?
Well, this is the magic. Like, how do we get the center out without breaking the frame?
Right.
Haha. This is the fun
It's so
part.
logical. When you see it, it is the fun part. It's so logical, but it is the thing people go, how did you cut that? Because it's solid around the edge.
So back to my setup here.
Yep.
Okay. So you keep, once you have the one end of your blade in, I just insert
Yep.
right through the hole. And I like to run it all the way down, and it just rests there. Now, I'll go ahead and get the tension on this saw frame really tight here by pressing. Okay,
You use that bench pen a lot.
I do.
Well, you would.
So, I'm all set up.
There you go.
That's all you gotta do.
Okay.
Okay,
So
I'm
now
gonna
you
go
have it captured.
Yeah.
And that's the same way you're going to take it off, the same way as well. Okay.
And so when we saw, we want to make sure we're perpendicular to our bench pin. And you don't need to like hang on tight. The saw does a lot of the work for you.
Okay.
It's just you're guiding it.
All right.
And I hold it
Watch
on my
your
bench
fingers.
pin.
I probably
I'm
don't
a
need
pro,
to
I'm
tell you
pro.
that.
And then just up and down motion. I'm going to go right into my line.
There is something tangible about this that makes it a joy to saw.
It's like you're drawing in metal.
It's like you're drawing in metal.
You can draw anything, any kind of design on there, and just insert, drill your holes. That's another reason why different saw blades. If you do tiny holes, you need tiny saw blades.
Yes.
Big holes, big saw blades.
Right. And it doesn't take a lot of effort to do this sawing, folks.
Nope.
Literally, when I was taught, see what you think about this, Kelly, they said you could literally use 2 fingers to do the saw.
Yeah, I bet you I can right now.
Yeah.
Well, three fingers.
3 fingers. Now, I'm looking at the saws right here, and JJ, we have fewer than 100 of those saws. Am I right? They're reduced 23% off of the JTV price. Don't forget that's 23% off of our price. $9.74 in stretch pay, $38.99. You will love this saw. And the frame, you'll have the frame forever. Now, here comes the turn.
Yep. So here's the turn, and what might seem really tricky, but I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a tip here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to literally be moving my frame, my saw, up and down while I'm pulling back into the corner while I turn the metal.
Yeah.
So Moving, pulling back, turning.
And you're the only person that's ever told me about the pulling back. That makes complete sense.
Yeah, because that way you're not, you know, getting out of line. You're not causing more cuts where you don't want them.
And I've always heard, Kelly, always keep the saw moving. Always keep the saw moving. But until you really know what you're doing.
Yeah, I think that's a good, somebody told you, right?
There you go.
Definitely.
Good. Good.
And just keep going.
$38.99. Now, obviously, the bench pen is major use. We're looking at serious tools for stepping you up the next level. And really, folks, an expenditure like this is a tool you literally will have forever.
You're making an investment in your hobby. If you want to start selling at a craft fair, I mean, you're really, it's very important to have the right tools to make quality work.
That's so true. So there you go. Now that's all done. We're under 100 on the saws. Just telling you folks, we are under 100, and that's what you've got. Now, to make these into the earrings, right? That's how easy that is. Can you imagine that you can make pieces of jewelry like this? Now, to make finished pieces, the way you did it, you got a kind of a corrugated, a wavy look in this, and I know there's a tool we used to do it, but you used the thickness gauge.
Yeah.
Tell us about this.
Well, I want to make sure, because this corrugator likes 24 gauge metal and thinner.
Yep.
So I want to make sure that I have the right metal. Now there's different charts online you can Google. Now with this gauge, once I measure my metal, I know that this is 1/2 millimeter. And that's 24 gauge.
So 24 gauge. It's very important a lot of times, and we'll ask Kelly again, but it's very important to know the thickness of your metals. You were saying you can measure the gauge of gemstones with
everything.
this. Yeah,
Course,
isn't that smart?
of course.
Show them the end of that, Kelly, what you're reading at the end, the measurement on it. It's a brilliant gauge. It's a brilliant tool, actually, for only $19.99. And if you don't have one laying around, you'll be surprised how much you will really, really use this tool. Plus, it just looks super cool. When I brought mine home, my husband looked at that and went, "What?"
He's like, wow, you're getting really technical. You're getting into this.
That's right. All right, so you use nothing greater than 24 gauge, and you put to get the corrugated look, which I would love to do with my hair, you put it through the
crimper.
I know.
I still have mine from the 80s.
This is basically a crimper
crimping,
for metal.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
Called the tube ringer.
Yeah.
Right? And that's
one of my favorite tools. I use it on the show.
It's so awesome. JST 542, $11.33 on stretch pay, $33.99. Not many of these. Jeweley got as many of these as she possibly could get, and there are 108. Wow. And that's it. It's the funkiest looking thing. But watch what it does.
So once you have, you'll file, we have the file set, you'll do a little sandpaper, make sure you don't have any sharp edges on there.
Yeah.
And what I like to do, it's a little bit harder to just start it like this. So I like to prop it open just a bit.
And realize that Kelly's doing this so you folks can see what she's doing, but normally you would do this down on the table.
Yeah, or on your bench pin. So I just like to insert about 1/4 or so of the metal, and then I like to push it shut. Whoop, I didn't get quite enough in. That way I've got the metal secured, it's in, right?
Yep.
Then all you have to do is crank. I want a really deep crank, so I always hold it super tight.
It's a lot easier if it's down on the table. Yeah. Isn't that great?
It's so cool. And you can run it back through again if you want to get this end a little bit better, but I always like to, like I said, start in there a bit.
$33.99. By the way, there's only about 90 of those left. Yeah, look at that. So you can, I would advise, see what you think. I'd punch your holes before you take it through the ringer.
I would.
but you could, just corrugate a lot of big pieces and then decide what you're going to do with it.
Yeah, I think you could punch the hole after. Maybe I'll try to do that while we're chatting.
Now, and look right here, folks. You can look right here and see what she did on this one, because this is a larger corrugated piece in the center. So her focal piece is a big corrugated piece. Isn't that cool? $11.33 stretch pay. It's the only tool like this in the entire building, and there are, based on how many of you folks on the phone, there's about 85 of these left. So grab that one. So yeah, you could punch a hole in it, couldn't you?
When I got here, yeah, that worked great. You can punch a hole before or after. When I got to Rockstar Designer and I saw the corrugator in the first challenge, I was just thrilled.
Well, it's
I
neat
knew I'd,
looking.
you know, like, oh, I'm going to use that.
Yeah,
It's different. It's texture.
It's texture, and that makes all the difference. Now, Kelly, if I want to make the texture show up,
Oh, yes.
tell us about if I want to do liver of sulfur to kind of give it just the dimension. You know, when you see that patina look on the outside of copper and you wonder how people are doing that, how were they doing that?
So you'll go to your sink, and you just want to add a little squirt of this. Mix it with some warm water, and you'll dip the piece right into the water, and it makes it dark. Put some nice patina on it.
Now, we're just going to warn you, liver of sulfur has that very interesting liver of sulfur smell, but it does have an impact on the metal. And you can see, you've got a piece right there, don't you, that shows you what it does?
Makes it completely dark. You know what that smell reminds me of?
What?
Boiling eggs.
That's exactly what it smells like.
When we boil our eggs.
Now, there's the difference.
Yeah. It gives it a really nice.
Yeah. And if you take the sandpaper and you sandpaper across the top of it, then the copper comes back out.
I always want to bring that copper. Copper's beautiful. It's kind of like rose gold, but maybe we can't all afford the rose gold.
Yeah.
So we can just run the sandpaper on the top and bring that copper right back up to the surface.
Now, you can make focal pieces for bracelets, you can make earrings, you can make a focal piece for a necklace. There is no end to what you can do with this if you're into making your metals. Now,
do you know you can use the corrugator on paper too?
Yeah.
My son plays with it. Oh, he's like, look, Mommy, look what I made.
Do you know, I didn't even think about that. You absolutely
So if you do scrapbooking or any other kind of crafts.
And coming up to the holidays, for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There's a lot of things you can do.
Now there's the sandpaper. That is 20 pieces of sandpaper total. All kinds of, there's 180 grit even on that sandpaper, just so you guys know. So that is it's also wet, dry sandpaper.
Yeah. Oh, the wet dry is great because there's times I might be sanding a really large piece. So I can get a little pan of water, put my sandpaper down in there, and sand, and not have to breathe in any dust.
Right. Ooh.
It just contains it all in there.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
You're right. You could really sandpaper everything in when it's wet.
Just a little bit of water.
When we get great ideas from you folks. Now, she made these earrings. Here you go. They're corrugated. You can see exactly how Kelly made these. You saw how she cut them out. You saw that they're corrugated, that beautiful texturing. She made the wires, the ear wires, out of JSWR 183, the 20 gauge silver-filled wire. That is a killer buy. That is 10 feet long. That wire isn't sterling. It's silver-filled, but it acts just like sterling. It can be patinaed. It can be soldered. That is great wire, by the way. That is great wire. You just ought to add that in. $24.99 for what that wire is. That is the deal. Now, can we see right here a minute?
Oh yeah, all the beads I got to use.
Look at how big this display is.
Yeah, that's a lot of beads.
That's a lot of beads. Thanks. Johnny's looking at me like, you're going to tip that over. Look how big this is, guys. This disc, hang on a minute. I'm going to hold my hand up. That disc is that big. Oh my gosh. Now, this is an opportunity buy. We're going to tell you what this means. You know what this means. Kelly learned what that means. Take a look at this. Opportunity buy at Jewel School. I believe this is history making, is it not, Kim? This is the first opportunity buy ever in Jewel School. The first one ever. That is a 1 pound bag of check glass beads. Look at them, Kelly.
I couldn't even decide which ones to use. There were so many. I picked my favorite colors, like the green and the pink, but they're gorgeous.
They're gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at this necklace. I know. I know, you can go on and on and on.
Super
Now,
cool. Oh my
the
goodness.
reason these are an opportunity by Christian, did you make this or did Kelly? Christian made this. Did you make this out of one of the bags? Kelly inspired, this is a Kelly inspired Christian piece. And is this out of one of the bags? Okay, part of one of the bags, but you got that many matches out of it. So there's a lot of matches in here. Why this is an opportunity buy? Did that just quit spinning because it's so heavy? There you
my
go.
goodness.
There's 1 pound, my turntable won't even turn. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
But this is, the reason it's an opportunity, you remember we've been telling you that we made this one-time buy on check glass. We can never get that buy in again. Jeweley put together, I know, I know. Jeweley put together an assortment of, they literally were individual bags and individual strands on these. I'm having to help this turntable along. It's so heavy. This turntable will not turn a pound. I just want to let you guys know. A full pound. And look, my finger goes way down into it. So let me, if I flatten it out, look how much this is. Oh my gosh. I mean, incredible. So you're going to get a ton of matches. There, wow. Super popular item. Oh, by the, look at my finger still goes down in there, Kelly. Look.
These green, the colors.
What's your
is just-
favorite? Pick out your favorite.
These.
Those greens.
Love these greens.
I do too. Here.
So
I'll
they
pull
kind of
that
match
out.
my glasses.
Oh, sorry, guys.
can't help
Here.
That green.
They kind of match your glasses. That's cute. Look. Because they've got shape, but you can see how many of them are in here. And if Christian and Kelly were able to make these pieces, and look at Christian's in particular, how many of these match? Seriously, look at that.
Yeah, that's great.
That's a Kelly-inspired piece.
Oh.
That could be almost a design by Kelly. There you
My
go.
goodness.
I'm just telling you.
awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
I hope I inspire people. That's
You
that's
do. You have.
touching,
You
like,
have
that is just awesome.
absolutely inspired people. You don't even know. And Kelly, what's neat about this with an artist like you inspire people that you'll never hear about. You know, the inspirations that you've done and stuff. So, but the corrugated, I mean, that's beautiful. And she patinaed that. Isn't that beautiful?
I
You
love
can
her
do this.
patina.
I love the patina. Do you think? Okay, if you were going to pick any of those out, if you were going to, oh, thank you, JJ. Listen, if you were going to pick any of those out, which one would you say is the must-have? The two-bringer and the saw, the two-bringer, the saw to
If you
go
could
along
only
with
pick
this?
one, the saw.
Okay, there you go. Now, look at this, folks.
Yeah.
This is going to be sold out in just a second. But these, Sarah, who plans our show for us, was so gracious. These are the strands, basically.
These are from the kit?
These are from
Oh,
the
wow.
kit. Look at the quantity of this. Oh, my gosh. Look at the quantity. Is this incredible? Look at these, Kelly. Look at the orange ones on this end.
That's so cute how she's
So
done
I
this.
know I can't even hold them all up, folks. Seriously, Sarah, sorry, I can't even hold all of these up. There you go. Now we're going to give you 2 minutes. Oh, Kelly, look at this one. Hold that one. Look at that one.
This one?
Yeah, is that beautiful?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that
the-
beautiful?
See, and I love these together.
That was the
I did
shape
some of
that you
those
picked
together,
out.
yeah.
The green in the center is the shape that Kelly picked out. So our planner, Sarah, was gracious enough to string these for us. So now you get an idea of how many of these match. You know what? I can tell. That's a pound.
Was it just a pound or 5 pounds?
It's a pound, but it
a
feels like
pound?
it. Let me tell you
Well, it
something.
looks like 5
That
pounds.
feels like more than a pound. I'm just telling you. That feels like more than a pound. Okay, a minute 25 to get in
you
on
can
these.
make a few necklaces and several earrings. You can make these earrings and give them as Christmas presents.
You could.
And you have all the instructions when you get the saw.
Well, and it's check glass.
Yeah.
Do you use check glass a lot in your designs?
Once in a while, not often.
Well, with metalsmithing, you have to decide if you're going to put the beads in there at all.
Yeah.
Right?
Sometimes I'll do, it just depends.
For me, I actually am a big check glass user. I'm a big one, and this one might last me for a while. So there you go. Now, we have enjoyed this young woman so much. Grab the saw. Don't forget that saw with her tutorial in it for this necklace, and the earrings was 23% off. And I think there's a couple of those left. So don't forget about that. And don't forget about the two-bringer. Now, we've got a surprise in beads coming up that we did just for you. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for
You are
having
just
me.
as much a
It's
joy in
awesome.
person as you were on the TV show.
Thank you.
So we'll try to get her back. She's awesome. But don't forget about going to the web. We're in the middle of birthday. There's so much going on birthday. So take advantage of us.